1974. Gary Gygax and his friends are playing a game downstairs in their basement. They have dice, they have papers, they have pencils, and they have their imaginations. This game is a pretty unique game. It's not like most others, and we call it Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for 10 years, but you might not have, probably not. I've been playing since high school. I've had several characters, and I've also dungeon mastered or narrated for several different campaigns. So what is D&D then, and how do you play it, and who's playing it now? D&D, as I said before, started by Gary Gygax in 1974 through Tactical Rules, the company, and then was sold and traded over to Wizards of the Coast, who currently still owns Dungeons and Dragons. The game is what they call a cooperative storytelling RPG or role-playing game. That's a lot of words, so I'm going to break it down. The storytelling part, cooperative storytelling part, means that you need to have at least two players, so a dungeon master and a player or more, who are able to tell a story together and to come together to play the game. The dungeon master, this part is the RPG part, the role-playing part, plays the non-player characters, tells about the world and what's going on, and basically narrates the actions the players are going through and taking. And then the players then interact with this world and tell the dungeon master what they desire to do. Now, the fiddly bits, the physical parts of Dungeons and Dragons, you have this character sheet that you can play and use with the numbers on it that you need to interact with the dice, which I don't have currently at the moment, but they have different sizes and different shapes. The dungeon master might either be playing on their own, or they might have something like this, which is a module, which is created by Wizards of the Coast, that allows them to play a game that has been written and curated for such a purpose. But honestly, the basics that you need are imagination and a couple of people who are willing to play. There are also online resources that you can use that will help teach you how to play the game, like Roll20, Discord, YouTube, places like that you can go to, not only to learn how to play the game, but also to find players to play the game with you. There's also the local game stores that are around that you could come in, ask it when they're playing a game, or even just ask if somebody knows how to play. And they might even have products that you could buy like this that would allow you to play the game. The fan base for D&D has grown significantly over the years. It mostly used to be men in their 30s or 40s. Nowadays, it's the age demographics about 12 to 24. The percentage is males at 60% and females at about 40%. And of course, that fluctuates from location to location, but the statistics remain about the same around the world, and it is growing increasingly. There's about 40 million or more players playing right now as of 2021 from an article by Corless. The big thing about D&D, one of the things that players could probably agree with me here on, is that D&D is one of the only things pulling people together and that gives you faith in your fellow human beings and allows you to enjoy their company in an organized way. This was a player talking about D&D and an article written by Nowowski. I don't know how to say that name. And there's just something for everyone when playing D&D. It's amazing to think that D&D used to be played by one guy, maybe 4 or 5 people in a basement in 1974, and now is being played by over 40 million people in maybe all of their basements or online or in their local game stores. So it looks different, but the heart is the same. It's a cooperative storytelling experience that is being enjoyed by millions of people and is creating memories that will last them a lifetime. So maybe someday you could try it.